When you ask anyone why they like double XP events, they mention one of the following 3 things. Saving GP on buyable skills, getting levels for the boring ones twice as quick, and that community feeling with everyone skilling together at the fort. Yeah, not sure about that last one. I don't really see how people find everyone just being quiet, watching the new Chevalric video, or talking politics that brought 84 community feeling, but hey, who am I to judge? Yet with Jagex moving into a more healthy direction with the game, with the whole play however and whenever you want philosophy, does DXP even fit into it anymore? Don't worry, this is not a video where I'm going to be telling you why we should be removing double XP, but things do need to change. Don't forget to leave a like on the video, subscribe to help me to get to 15k subscribers by the end of the year, and enough yapping, my name's Chevalric. Let's talk about double XP in RuneScape. With the most recent May DXP event, we saw our first change toward the future of them. It was the last one where we were able to earn the DXP tokens that allowed us to buy skilling outfits and some random cosmetics. On top of that, it was also the second to last event where we saw the portable gameplay at the fort, with everyone using up their proteins, dummies and whatnot before they get removed on January 1st, 2027 as a result of the wider effort to remove MTX items from RuneScape. For the keen-eyed individuals, you might have noticed me saying second to last. During a recent sit-down, Mod Ryan loosely confirmed that this is going to be one of the final times to get the most out of your stocked up MTX items. Which gives me the impression that towards the back half of the year, we're going to be seeing another DXP event so that people get another opportunity to use up their MTX items in case they weren't able to do so during the May one. I would personally like a bit of a clear statement for everyone regarding the next DXP event, as I could see a lot of people scrambling and trying to squeeze out as many hours during this one, to then find out there's going to be another one towards the end of the year, meaning that they could have taken the May DXP at a bit of a chiller pace, but hey, by the sounds of it, Jagex doesn't even seem to have a clear direction regarding the matter themselves of double XP, as one of the things stated in that same video is that they are monitoring how the community feels about the events and what they should be doing moving forward. That's not to say they're going to stop double XP, I mean that would be very silly, as the graphs on screen pretty much show that the majority of players participate in these events, and let's be honest, even myself as the biggest Road to Restoration supporter out there and wanting us to move as much to old school RuneScape as humanly possible with RuneScape, I even like DXP. It gives everyone a good chance to save a bit of money on training the expensive skills, as long as you buy your supplies in advance of course, and get the boring / annoying skills out of the way that bit quicker. One of the biggest pieces of advice I've always given and that I took on when it applied to me was to use DXP to set up for non-DXP skilling, meaning that you would get the level for something like Sandstone mining, as it's super chill and AFK with pretty good experience rates outside of double XP. That however was at a time where we only had 2 of these events a year, as in recent ones we got 4. Which pretty much made it irrelevant to skill outside of double XP, as it would take twice as long and be twice as expensive compared to doing it during the events, which would be 3 months down the line anyway. I think most of us who actively play RuneScape would agree that the times between double XP were used to make money to spend on supplies for double XP, and that you only really did serious skilling when it was either AFK, made money, or simply required because you really wanted to do that one piece of content. So the change in frequency is a very positive change in my opinion, promoting more skilling throughout the year versus only during double XP events. I would say having 2 a year is most likely the sweet spot, even if I think having 1 a year is probably the most healthy for the game. The reason why I think it will be healthier to have 1 is the fact that from 2027 onwards, DXP will affect the economy even further than it already does, due to people having to use actual skilling supplies instead of proteins and dummies. To not turn this video into a boring class on economics within a 2001 medieval point-and-click video game, when DXP happens, price of items needed for buyables, like darts for fletching, gems for crafting, or potion supply for herblore, go up due to higher demand. Then, when you want to sell your created supplies, they do so for a lower price than usual, as the market has a higher supply. This creates a bit of an instability in prices, which then recovers to the usual throughout the year. The constant peaks you see on the graphs in the background, or dips when it comes to the darts, are when each DXP event was or ended in the case of darts. This will probably only get more extreme when there are no more proteins to fill in the gaps. Whilst this isn't the biggest problem in the world, having items sit at a stable price is actually pretty important, and especially regarding drop table balancing. if getting that Dragonstone drop is only good during double XP times, then a boss only becomes viable to kill around that time for profit. That is obviously a bit exaggerated to get the point across here, as most bosses have various drops, but especially the ones that really rely on like a certain type of drop, like Arc Laser comes to mind with Dragonstones. But to a lesser extent, it does pretty much apply to every single boss that pretty much drops any supply that is used on double XP or is generated from double XP afterwards. So I'm really curious to see the effects of these events on the RuneScape economy in 2027 and onwards, and if there needs to be some sort of change made in the frequency due to it creating too much disruption, or simply being fine to have 2 each year, as the benefit of having 2 each year is to give everyone the chance to participate with at least one of them, instead of missing one due to IRL responsibilities and then not having double XP every single year. So just running them in May and April, and then running them in November and December is probably the sweet spot. Maybe give us 96 hours of double XP to spend across the year whenever we please. You know, I'm just spitballing here. I don't actually think that's a good idea, because people will just abuse it whenever there are new updates with broken experience rates that we all know will get nerfed, and people just pop their double XP then and then absolutely zoom up levels. So that's not going to be helpful for the game. One final thing I'd like to just address, not even discuss really, is the community feel of double XP. Whilst I get the sentiment of, hey, we're all in one location grinding out our levels, I personally never really got the community feeling like I do at a place like Wintertodt. We're all just doing our own thing at the fort, mostly ignoring the in-game chat and only clicking when we need to, versus still ignoring the in-game chat at Wintertodt, but at least working together to take out the skilling bots and getting experience in the same skill. It's a bit of an apple and pears comparison, but it's an argument I always found so fascinating when talking DXP or even talking portable skilling for that matter. It gives a sense of community. To me, a sense of community when skilling is doing things together, like the aforementioned skilling boss, or even if we both decide to cook at this random range in the middle of nowhere because it's close to a bank. That gives me a sense of community, more than using portables all together at the Fort Forntree bank. We're now the Wendelwick range community in World 88, where most people would go to World 84 Fort to cook. So with all that being said, yes, having 2 double XP events a year is probably fine, allowing enough breathing room between to allow players to train up their skills outside of it without feeling like they're wasting their time, because the next double XP is less than 3 months down the line. And it will also be a good change to finally see people skill around the world where it's just closest to a bank or a favorite bank, when portables are no longer a part of RuneScape. But how do you feel about double XP in RuneScape? What does your ideal event look like? Let me know down below, leave a like on the video and subscribe if you're new. My name's Chevalric, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Goodbye.